So for JVR, who we got to know a little bit, been on the show a couple of times, just liked the guy. When he beat the MasterCard and the stuff that he'd work on. Like people would think, around the net with the sticks between the legs and the behind the back. He was working on that stuff all the time. Yep. I mean, it never wasn't being worked on. He had the great attitude, and I think, Dave, I don't think anyone's surprised that JVR isn't here. I mean, it's just the nature of monetarily cap situations and what you give and get. But it's a little bit of a drag, and so back in Philly, I think he'll do well though. I mean, because there's still a lot of
that's a lot of money. $7 million a year. Yeah.
There's a lot of. I still think there's gas left in the tank, though.
There's gas left in the tank
because I thought he could go to the Rangers, and I thought for the Rangers that would have been a good pickup.
I think it's better off in Philadelphia. I think they have a better upside. The only thing the Flyers are missing right now, and stop me if you've heard this in the last 30 years, a goaltender. They do not have a goaltender that stops a puck. Occasionally they do, but that's the number one problem, and I think that's the difference between Flyers, postseason Flyers, missing the postseason. JVR is going to help out. I wouldn't be surprised if he's playing with like a Claude Giroux or somebody of that nature, and as always, he picks up garbage in front of the net. That's what he does. He's not going to out-finesse you. He's not going to hit you. He's a big body that sits in front of the net, very similar to another Philadelphia Flyer, Tim Kerr. You probably remember Tim Kerr. Basically the original Thomas Holmstrom of the 80s version of the NHL, where you sit in front of the net and you pick up garbage. He has very great hands, and he knows what to do with them, but he's on the hook for a while, so I'm kind of curious to see what this contract looks like or feels like from the Flyers' perspective in 4 years, where you're like, oof, we still got him on the books, eh? I don't think it's going to be a Milan Lucic, but in a couple of years, the Flyers might sit there and regret that.
Well, you should know that we've got a little feature here that on JVR, and so he's taken an apartment that he's been in before. Where's he going to live? Why? He's going to live where Mike Richards used to live.
So it's actually funny. This place, one of my former teammates lived here last time I played here, Mike Richards. So I had a little bit of experience.
Hey, you're welcome.
With this part of town and this building, and
you'll love the bar.
This unit. So it always seemed like such a great layout and a great setup. You had some great outdoor space here too, and it seemed perfect. So when I was first looking at places and this kind of popped up, I jumped over at it and wanted to check it out again, and it was. Again, still pretty cool. So there's lots to like about it for sure. Little sort of kind of office / little treatment room / recovery room. So got the massage table all set up, ready to go, and for treatment and stuff like that. A biomat there that I kind of lay on at night to kind of just unwind and relax, and get the Normatec boots here too to flush out the legs and that sort of stuff. So that's good. But yeah, there's some cool pictures and some stuff from some good memories playing over the years, and some cool games, and just again some other cool stuff. This is one of my favorite photos in here, is just on the ice after my brother was able to win the Stanley Cup his first year in Chicago. So that was pretty special to be out there, to be able to share that with him. So that was a cool picture, cool memory. So. Yeah, this one is actually really cool too. This is a new sort of addition, so we got two actually here. But so these were at some of the games in Toronto, and Walter Gretzky would come to some of those games, and my parents stopped him a few times for some pictures, and he couldn't have been more gracious. And then last year I got a chance for the first time to meet Wayne Gretzky, and that was a huge thrill. Just it's kind of a funny sort of story. I was just having a bite to eat, and just saw this media person in Toronto, and he just said, "Hey James, how you doing?" And we're chatting a little bit, and he's like, I got a fan that wants to meet you. And I'm just not really knowing what to expect, kind of expecting just someone, again, who's a big hockey fan or whatever, and I get a tap on the shoulder, and I turn around and I looked, and I saw who it was, and I'm like, oh my God, like my reaction was pretty priceless. So yeah, that was pretty cool. He couldn't have been a better guy. I got to meet him and his wife, and yeah, again, he's obviously a great ambassador for hockey and all that he's done for the game. So that was a pretty special moment to meet someone like that, someone who you've idolized for a long long time.
So there's JVR making himself at home in Mike Richards' home.
Yes. So he has a massage parlor in his home. Did I get that right?
Who's fighting that?
Yeah,
Not me.
yeah.
That's a good idea.
I hear you. Okay.
I think that Russell was a little upset watching that feature. I think he's crying in the corner over there. I don't blame you, Rusty. He's a good guy.
What? We just become best friends?
Yep.